Starting in the top right side of Alcyone, we have none other than our pink Zerg. And you're gonna laugh at the colors a bit, but our pink Zerg representing, I believe, no team. Oh, actually no team. It is gonna be Szitas. And his opponent representing the Diamond Fighters. It's none other than the young, well, I'm not even sure how young he is, but the newbie. The one who actually improved the most in the Hungarian Pro Series Team League season. This is gonna be PszÁbel. Forged in the fire by none other than the mighty Kneehead. He learned quite a lot from basically nothing to actually playing at a decent level. I believe he kind of reached the diamond, maybe, or around 3k MMR, let's just put it that way. So that's what we actually figure here. But anyways, we're going to have a block on that hatchery, and this is a pool first with a gas as well. So I wouldn't actually be surprised if this is some kind of really cool all-in type of play over here. It could be the roach push as well. There's a couple of options, right? So usually you would see maybe not all the larvae being spent here, and actually we only have a single drone left in gas, so I would suspect something along the lines of a baneling nest or something. We get the speed, right? Or let's not actually go too deep with the drama. This could also be some kind of early speed map control type of macro pressure. Oh no, this is actually looking quite nice here for Szitas. Abel is going to wall off full wall with this gateway and the pylon combination, but this, oh, the stalker is actually going to not finish, and this pylon might actually be in trouble. So we could see some, oh, this is painful. But the fact is, now 200 minerals are actually down here, and there's, oh, he might actually be able to surround the stalker. One link is going to go down, and that's 300 minerals lost on the side of PszÁbel, but he still has his nexus going up, so that's quite nice. It's gonna have two pylons here. Obviously the tech is gonna be super delayed, but to resume probe production, it could start producing probes on this natural nexus as well. We're gonna have the third base coming in for Szitas. Szitas actually doing the right thing, just droning up. No, I did some damage, and the units are gonna be super late. Oh, and look at that. The speed has finished, so this is gonna be quite difficult. That's a lot of probes that had to be taken off the mineral line, and those are going to actually that in itself is going to be quite a difficult situation for Mr. PszÁbel, because you know, you're already quite behind in resources lost. So if we look at it, we have 3 links going down and we have 575 minerals lost, so 500 more minerals lost, or resources rather, on the side of PszÁbel. Of course, there was 50 gas here with that stalker going down, and now 2 probes. So Szitas is making the most out of these 6 links. That's 100% from the beginning. Lost half of them, but these 3 links are still out here. They're still actually putting some pressure. And it's gonna be quite a nice early stuff. And ooh, Roachhorn, okay. And we're gonna go up to 4 gases. Lair is finished in just a couple of moments, as well as Warp Gate. Warp Gate is also delayed quite heavily, and we have, ooh, double Stargate. Okay, so now I can see a world where Szitas doesn't actually pay attention and he's going to just lose because he's not going to push fast enough, and there's gonna be like Void Rays, there's gonna be carriers, whatever Abel is actually planning to do here. I'm curious if we're going to see a fleet beacon. Let's see what the first 2 units are going to be here. Oh, there's actually no gas whatsoever to speak of on the side of PszÁbel. He's only mining off of 1 gas, and he's not even close to supply blocking, so it's quite dangerous here for PszÁbel, as Szitas is in prime position to actually just do a heck of a lot of damage. Probably like, this is quite weird. I'm not sure what's happening here. So PszÁbel doesn't actually realize, oh, he's putting pylons left, right, and center. He's not producing any units. We have 2 gateways, but that should have been a wall. These are too many pylons. Okay, so this is not something you want. Like, you already have 9 pylons. That's 72 extra supply just in pylons, and you have like 15 coming from the Nexus, I believe. Maybe 14. No, 15, I believe. So yeah, that's how you end up on this one. Now pylon number 10 is finished, and we have double void ray coming up. Now instead of those pylons, you could go for a shield battery. I understand that you are afraid that you might get Nidus, but there's ways to actually deal with Nidus stuff. So you need to be able to actually realize how you can actually deal without overcommitting in resources, because this is basically 1,000 minerals only in pylons, and we're not even at the 10-minute mark. And look at that oversupply. So when you're behind, you kind of want to stretch your resources to have the best synergy between making workers, making units to be able to defend, because you're behind, you know. So you're gonna try to cut some corners, you're gonna try to get away with some sneaky stuff. That's all the things that you can actually try. And we're gonna see charge and plus on air weapons coming up. So for those who are wondering at home, this is not a actual build. This used to be a build back in 2021. This is like a panic double Stargate, because, you know, Stargate units are super powerful against Zerg, because Zerg has probably the worst anti-air before Spire tech, so those could actually deal a lot of damage. But Zerg can only just go for queens, and they are practically safe. Now this is kind of an interesting push here. Nice force fields here on the side of Abel, and he's going to push through, but there's some Hydras here. They should target fire the Void Rays, and Void Rays are not going to deal any bonus damage with the prismatic alignment against those Hydras. They should try to target down some of the Ravagers, maybe some of the Hydras with the Stalkers. So get rid of the anti-air first, and then you can actually try and do something. Now plus on air will finish, but at this point I don't think that's going to help anyway. That means you could actually cancel it. Well, I guess he's gonna go for more Void Rays. So this push has been sort of successful. We have a 4 base on the side of Szitas. I wouldn't mind if he would start mining out these minerals, or take the rich Vespene Geyser and just go for more upgrades. I don't see Evo. Oh, we have double Evo chambers. Oh, we have plus on missile as well already. Okay, I kind of missed that one. My apologies. We're gonna get plus on air armor, which is quite an interesting choice. I think at this point, if you want to go for this, you should go for carriers. Like, Void Rays are probably the worst thing against Hydras, and since we have Hydra Tech, you saw Hydra Tech, you should actually not try to go for more Hydras. Okay, bit of a fight here, some chit-chatty fight. Let's see, Bio will land onto that Stalker. That Void Ray is super low, and now the probes are being forced to be pulled. I'm not even sure if that was necessary, but looks like we're going to have 14-15 probes falling. Like, this is quite nice for Szitas. Now all he has to do is just stabilize. I wouldn't mind if he would just turn back and try to deal with this one single Void Ray before it regenerates all the shields. Nicely done there. He's going to try to get rid of all these Void Rays. Oh, he's not target firing the Void Rays. That's quite a mistake. He's gonna have only roaches here. 6 more Hydras gonna spawn. Okay, it's not bad, but yeah. Now in this case, since we are floating quite a lot of money on the side of PszÁbel, I would like to see him drop a couple more gateways, because we only have 5. We could go up to 8 comfortably, even with 2 Stargates. that should be the case. Oh, there's the fleet beacon that we've all been asking about. So that means we are going to go into carriers most likely. I don't think we're going to go into speed void rays. I don't think void rays in general will cut it against Hydra's Spire on the way. Okay, now if we go into Corruptors, we actually might just go into more void rays, because that would be even better. But PszÁbel losing 19 workers across 2 bases is not going to help at all. He's already mining out that main, so we only have half a base mining there. This base is not really going to have any workers, and he's probably, does he even have this this on hotkey? Yes, it does, as he used it. But you really need to... Okay, Flux Veins. This might be accidental. We're going to talk about that other thing, but first of all, Flux Veins is going to be quite nice, because now Void Rays, because there's a Spire coming up, are going to be a bit better, because I suspect it's going to be not Mutas but Corruptors. I mean, Mutas would not really make that much sense. Now the problem is Hydras and Corruptors together are going to cost more than a fortune, so I would like to see Szitas actually drop one of the 2 tech. Okay, oh, carriers. Okay, we're all over the place. So we had Flux Veins for these 2 Void Rays. We have +2 on the way. We have +1 Carapace already finished for the Zerg, so those units are going to be sort of tanky against the carriers. Remember, the carriers are going to attack multiple times a bit. Oh wait, was he trying to actually take this? What? That was quite weird. Oh no, I'm not sure what's happening here. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Anyways, we're gonna have 15 Hydras. How many do we even have Corruptors? Okay, so this is a safety Spire. Kind of wild to actually spend 200 gas on that one, because it might seem like you have so much gas, but trust me, if you want to like do some heavy damage, you will make some Banelings. And if you make some Banelings or Vipers or anything, Vipers cost 200 gas. Instead of Banelings that could actually blow up an entire mineral line, it would at least cost you 100 minerals if you position them perfectly and stars align and all that stuff. So that's 4 Banelings. So yeah, it's gonna be quite difficult to actually not spend that gas. You can already see that the mineral gas balance has changed hands. Oh, Lurkers coming in. That's gonna be quite nice. Oh! The AI betraying PszÁbel over here. Now the carriers are going to be the last vestige, and they are going to try and defend here, but I don't think that's going to be enough. GG is the call. And Szitas will take the first map of Alcyone. Not sure what's happening with my transitions. Not exactly sure, but it is what it is. We'll fix it for next stream, most likely. Not even going to bother with it for now. Alright. Waiting on game in number 2 from Mr. SHOUTOUT, who is also streaming in Hungarian. Now this was an interesting first game. Quite nice opening game, not gonna lie. I kind of enjoyed it, so I don't actually mind it. While we wait, maybe I can actually look into these things. Scene transitions, fade, cut or fade. Yeah, it should be quite enough. Okay, let's see. No, that's not enough. Okay, looks like there is but we kind of need like 150 millisecond. Okay, there we go. We can actually set 300 as well. We're doing it alive, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, looks like they have a co-caster. I'm a lone wolf, so... well, that's one way to say that I haven't found anyone to co-cast with me. Usually there's not that many people to co-cast with me. Especially not in the middle of the week. But we're here, and I appreciate all of you so much. So if you're here in the chat right now and you hear this, thank you so much. I am 100% committed to entertain you. And I very much appreciate it. So... all right. Second map is loading up. And it's gonna be a game of Golden Aura. Let's go. Alright, so second map, Golden Aura. We are gonna look at our Zerg player who actually managed to take a quite convincing game number 1. It's gonna be Szitas in the bottom right side as our pink Zerg, and his purple Protoss opponent representing the Diamond Fighters. It is gonna be PszÁbel, who had a bit of trouble handling those first few links. Let's see if he can actually fix that for himself. Now, if I were Szitas, I would still go for the pool first, yeah. Okay, so pool first, no gas first. Usually you would go for gas first, like 17 gas, 17 pool. And then 18 hatchery, so 17, 17, 18. That would be your build for the optimal Lambo 5 Roach against Protoss. We'll see this beautiful Probu coming in for the block. And honestly, all PszÁbel has to do is go core before Nexus. Just go core before Nexus and it's gonna be fine. Szitas should have the time. Okay, never mind. Oh, he needs to focus. He needs to focus. Okay, there we go. It's gonna place that over there. I'm not sure what's happening here. Did he actually scout? He scouted this. Okay. That's quite wild if you ask me. Just, you know, going pool first, which is economically worse, then going into a hatch block, then just putting your hatch in on the natural after all, but at some cost. And also drone scouting, like, yeah, that's going to cost you quite a few minerals, if you ask me. You also pulled into gas, so it's not like a regular 16 pool, 17 hatch, 17 gas. Okay, I don't think, yeah, that Zealot is not gonna be out. He needs to put a pylon here. Needs to put a pylon. Okay, he's not gonna put a pylon. And the Zealot is actually out. Oh, okay, that's great. Now, the Lynx cannot really actually attack this. Okay, he's going to take down the Zealot. Nice micro back on those Zerglings. And I think these Stalkers are not going to be out, I believe. I don't see a pro pool. I think you need a pro pool here. Yeah. Oh, wait a second. That's going to be the second Stalker going to come out. I think you could just take down the Stalker, right? I think you can just take down the Stalker. Okay. Couple of workers coming down. I'm not sure why, though. Like, this doesn't really make any sense to me. Okay, they're going to start fighting, but this is once again so not worth it for PszÁbel. PszÁbel is going to be supply blocked as well. 2 extra links are going to start attacking this. Like, yeah, it's going to be quite unfortunate and painful here for Mr. PszÁbel, but second Nexus finishes, so that's quite nice. And already Szitas is ahead in workers, as PszÁbel did not make that many workers. Now he's actually chrono boosting the next side, so it's going to be quite nice. Hello, hello, good luck, have fun. Well, at least the have fun part. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have you guys covered for that one. Thank you for tuning in, Winter. How was your day? Hope you had a nice day so far. And hopefully this one is gonna be... well, this is gonna make it a bit better. I don't know if you caught game 1, but yeah, game 1 was a true magnificent testimony to the lower leagues. Oh, and Stargate Robo. Okay, Stargate Robo is going to be the double tech choice here. Now, there is a thing called Void Immortal, but do I even like that? I don't think so. Especially not against Zerg. Because it's going to limit your options. And we also have a Twilight Council, so it's quite weird. We get every single tech, and once again we're gonna have the pylons. Yeah. Okay, he's not gonna click on this, so actually he doesn't have to, because he's gonna know. He should have clicked on this one to see that there is a Twilight Council. Now, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be quite not worth it. Now, why it's not worth it? Because you have a Stargate. You are going to chrono boost out a Void Ray, most likely, right? Or a Oracle or anything. If you go for a Void Ray, that's probably the safest option. Probably the so-called boring option. Oh my god, what is this? Why do we go for extra pylons? Like, I don't understand. And we trap the probe. I'm sorry, but this couldn't have been scripted either. This wouldn't have turned out so funny even if it was scripted. The Bermuda Triangle, trapping the probe, never to be ever seen, never ever to be seen. So yeah. If you want to take away something as a lower level player from this game, or Abel, if you're gonna watch this, then don't make that many pylons. If you go for a Void Ray opener, you can deny any kind of like overlords over here, and usually Zergs, when they see that there's a Void Ray across the map, then they try to pull back their overlords, right? And you can go and start hunting with that overlord. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. So we're gonna go into some kind of charge Archon Immortal after all, and we're gonna have some extra gateways. We're going up to 6. Okay, we're gonna have the recall. Oh, it would have been so funny if it would actually just recall into this spot. That would have been extremely funny, honestly. But it's not going to be the case. Now, having all the tech in the natural is not really going to help. Now, Lingro Travager is coming across. There's a couple of force fields here. You really don't want to actually push through on that ramp. That's the smallest ramp. If the Protoss has any kind of splash or surface area limiting ability, something like that, then it's going to be really, really bad for the Zerg. Alright, I already see the camera jumping over there. And it's going to be the gold base being taken by Szitas. Now, again, I'm going to express something that I don't like about this. I kind of want to see... Oh, don't put that creep tumor there. I believe that could block the hatchery. It might just block the hatchery, honestly. Like, yeah, that might just block the hatchery. I think it's gonna block the hatchery. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's gonna be barely in range. Maybe. We'll see. But I would love to see Szitas take this base first, you know? as a 4th and then take the gold as a 5th, because it's going to be much safer. Oh, in the meantime, we actually have a bit of a confrontation over here. Szitas is confronting PszÁbel like, why are you playing Protoss? Because it's the race that I learned. This is what I like. Oh, you're playing it because it's Imba. Well, you won last game. It's still Imba. No, actually, I'm just kidding, guys. Okay, so one thing that PszÁbel is doing right here is just investing in a lot of static defense, but this seems to be a bit overkill. So we already have 7 cannons, 2 more on the way, and he needs a 4th base. So at 9 minutes, you kind of want the 4th base, as well as with the Zerg, you want the 5th already. And once again, we are going to go into Hydras, and then potentially going to go into Lurkers. Yep, there we go. We don't have the Hive completed. Now Hive is on the way, Baneling Nest as well. So in the second game, Szitas is going to opt for some Banes as well as the Lurker then. It's going to be Link, Bane, Hydra, Lurker. The only thing that is sort of missing is the Hive to start the Lurker upgrades. Obviously, it would be quite nice. Where's the Overseer? No Overseer for Szitas, so it's not going to spot that. Nice link run by setup here. I actually don't mind that this got caught, but the intentions to actually have a link run by setup, it's actually nice. Now we have 3 evos and we only have a single upgrade done. You sacrifice 2 extra drones and you go for a single upgrade. Well, that's not really going to be it, I'd say. Oh my god, this looked funny as hell. This looks so funny. Man, I'm learning about interactions. Okay, what's the unit count? 6 Archons, 3 Immortals, 13 Zealots, 3 Void Rays, 3 Stalkers, and 4 Sentries. We're looking at quite nice drone counts. We have the Seizure Zerg units over here. Just having quite a nice Seizure over here. Okay, this is quite a nice catch here on the side of PszÁbel. Is going to deny a lot of those Lurkers. These Lurkers, whichever actually survive, they kind of... Okay, never mind, they cannot actually burrow. That's going to be a lot of wasted Lurkers. These are not really going to do any damage. And now this looks to be quite a death ball setup here for PszÁbel. I'm going to go for melee as well. We have 3 extra hatcheries now. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure if you want to do this, because once the Protoss just goes across the map, you really are going to suffer. Szitas now says that this hurt. Well, I suppose it's going to be quite difficult. Well, we have 6 larvae over here, and it's going to spend it on Lings and Hydras. Everything that does the worst against what PszÁbel has, but it is what it is. So you kind of need some kind of infester with neurals, or you need vipers potentially, or you need more lurkers as well. PszÁbel is going to find this gold base. Szitas is going to evacuate these drones, most likely. Maybe PszÁbel is not even going to find that. Oh, he sees a tad bit. He sees a tad bit, like just a bit of the creep over there. And maybe he's actually gonna go and just look at it and be like, oh yeah, I can actually do that. Lurkers are gonna siege up there. There's no workers here. Oh, these workers are getting caught as well. It's already 2 of them falling. The gold base is donezo for now. PszÁbel is on 4 bases, 74 workers. Just beautiful stuff here. By the looks of it, he managed to reach the point where, you know, the Protoss looks to be unstoppable. It's not unstoppable, don't get me wrong. It's a really difficult army to deal with, but it's not unstoppable for sure. So right now, Szitas kind of needs to go for Vipers and try to just harpoon Archons, Immortals, all that stuff, you know, and potentially just drop Blinding Clouds, maybe a Parasitic Bomb, something like that, you know. We kind of need some kind of spellcasters. Bit of a Ling run by here, but is this gonna be enough? Do we have Adrenal? We don't have Adrenal. And we only have +1 melee, while we have probably like a bunch of the stuff. I don't think Bailing Speed is going to be what you need over here. I believe what you need is going to be spellcasters and potentially tier 3 units like I don't know if even if ultras actually do any good against this composition. PszÁbel is slowly but surely going for a 5th base. So he's slowly but surely going to occupy this whole position. Oh, he needs to back off. Szitas cannot fight here. Szitas cannot really fight here. Oh, is there any kind of detection? Yes, there is. There is a single observer. Let's see. Hydra's trying to DPS down those Void Rays, but even if the Void Rays fall, the Archons are going to be super nice against this. Oh, and he needs to keep these Hydras alive somehow. He also needs to give up this base. He's going to try to take the other one as the 5th, but doesn't look like it's going to be the case. And what's wild that there's no upgrades on the side of PszÁbel. I was surprised how badly those Immortals fought. One Archon could fall here. Oh, it's not going to fall right now. It's quite nice. Nice fights here on both sides, but yeah, the problem is Szitas cannot really fight this without spellcasters. That's the Bane of Zerg. There's the GG. We are moving into game number 3, sorry. Not 5. Not 5. It's a decider, but it's not a 5-game series, so no worries. Alright, so PszÁbel equalizes this beautiful series so far. Alright, we're waiting on the next replay. I'm actually just lurking. I'm just lurking in Shoi's stream and just trying to tell him to go next, because as much as I love doing this, let's be honest, it is not a short stream because we have 4 matches and we already are at game number 3 for the first one. Alright, decider time here for our first series of the night. And we are looking to have the deal breaker here on Oceanborn. Not representing any team, but representing the Zerg, the Swarm. Let's see if we can close out this series, our big Zerg. It's Szitas. And his opponent, representing the Diamond Fighters and the Protoss race. Doing a very cool death ball strategy after surviving the early game. It is going to be PszÁbel. So score is 1-1. And let's see. So we have a drone scout. I'm just looking at what might be unfolding in the head of Szitas. And once again, we're gonna go for the pool first. I don't know if... Okay, oh yeah. It's gonna be the oldest trick in the book. Just pulling away. So if you want to actually deal with this properly, you would like to place a pylon. In this case, it's kind of allowed to delay the hatchery even more. Usually you wouldn't want to let it finish, but you want to make sure that this is actually not being taken, and potentially even like you will force the Zerg on one base until the Lings are out, and you can even be a psychopath, as I like to call those players, and drop a second one over here. And you kind of force the Zerg into an all-in. Okay, this time around, PszÁbel is like, I'm prepared. Pylons, 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 and pylons. Now that means the Nexus is gonna be delayed. Oh, this positioning on the Zealot is so good. It's so good. He can chill. It's fine. So all he wants to do is basically go for the Nexus as fast as possible. We need the Nexus right now. Also, if Abel is watching, then probably Adepts are going to be a bit better, even if you don't control them properly. But at least one of them. They two-shot links, and they are going to be quite nice, just to, you know, send them in. Just see how many drones there are, where's the third base, without actually sacrificing the Adept. So that is the benefit of that. Okay, Abel is going to cancel that. Now, honestly, a safety shield battery would also be quite nice. But of course, you kind of want to like produce probes. Oh no, this is not what you want to do. So yeah, especially in the early game, if you have to, that's fine. But you would really want to like, especially if you went for two stalkers, like kind of want to send them across as well. At least the Zealot or something, you know. You want to send it as an attack move. So yeah. Okay, there's a second Overlord positioned here for Szitas. And I'm curious what we're going to see from this Twilight Council. Could be a Dark Shrine. If we are trying to be honest here with ourselves, I would say it's a Dark Shrine, but there's a couple of Stalkers coming out. So this could be Blink as well. Okay, never mind, that's Charge. Now in this case, I don't really like that we're going for a lot of Blink, a lot of Stalkers. At some point, you kind of need to stop this, and you kind of need to try and go for something else. Maybe Zealots if you want to go for Charge, maybe a couple of Adepts, maybe go for Sentries, like another round of Sentries. Sentries are cheap on the mineral side, and you kind of want to save up minerals for those Zealots, right? So also you kind of need to look out to rally your Robo properly. Otherwise, it's going to be quite bad. Okay, there we go. Temple Archives also coming in, so we're gonna go for the same exact Charge Archon Immortal. This time, though, there is not gonna be a Stargate to defend things, and Szitas already has 3 Overlords across the map. Imagine if he had a Void Ray here, PszÁbel would basically score the jackpot. Alright, we saw 9 roaches. Oh my... No! Oh, never mind. Okay. So we see the pylon circle once again. I'm not a fan of this. I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of this. And there's no scouting. That's why you kind of want a sentry. So, hear me out on this one. Get a sentry, a single sentry, and send something across the map, you know, a hallucinated phoenix, a oracle, something like that. Just do it and you'll be fine. Like, there's not gonna be anything whatsoever to to be afraid of, because, you know, first of all, it's a hallucination. Second of all, you're gonna feel safer once you see if there's like a nidus, you know. You just need to send it across the map, maybe just pay attention to it just a tad bit. You see, oh, nidus? Okay, well, I kind of want to be careful about it. Now, obviously, there is no there's no clear upside for a nidus. It is quite a risky strategy if you don't actually manage to do any kind of damage. Oh, Link slipped through. This is gonna be painful. Splits up the links. Nicely done here by Szitas. It's going to actually take down quite a lot of probes. It's gonna be a lot of more in the main, actually. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 hit the deck. 21, let's see the total. 21 probes. And that's going to put PszÁbel's worker count way below where he wants to. Yeah. Well, this is quite unlucky, so to say. Doesn't realize there's a changeling here. I'm pretty sure he's going to deal with it once he actually shifts back his screen. Oh, this Archon is going to wander too far. Okay, he's gonna warp in more Templar. Now, also one thing that lower MMR players, including myself, hate to do when they actually learn the game is using those spellcasters, right? So you're not gonna see too much of splash, because Charge Archon Immortal gets you very far. Now, compared to that, Storm is actually quite wild. Hydras die to Storm, they melt. So if you kind of want to do something like that, just go for a couple of Hydras. Go for a couple of Templars with Storm, and the Hydras will melt like crazy. That's one thing. And the other thing, Colossi, if you just, you know, A-move your Zealots, they will tank for them. And you just control click your Colossi and just pull them wherever you need to pull them. Alright, so tech-wise, we're gonna have the same Lurker Hydra play here. And an Ultra Cavern. This time we have a very quick hive compared to the past two games, which I'm quite happy to see. Now the worker count is really low on the side of Szitas. Szitas had a massive worker count and he basically threw it away. The way you actually want to proceed with droning as Zerg, you want to move out on the map, and while you are moving out, you want to keep droning. So once you have your army, you go out, you drone, and once the fight is over, you make units. You try to inject behind that. You will try to like do stuff properly. Okay, Immortal might just go down here. Okay, never mind, that's not going to be the case. But it looks like Szitas is quite afraid of PszÁbel's stuff here. So yeah, 55 is not the way you want to go. You want to go up to 75. That's the bare minimum. That's also like on the low end, especially if you play like these high cost units like Lurkers, Hydras. In that case, you kind of want to go up to 85, maybe 88, even 90. I wouldn't go above that. 90 would be like the most that you want, because above that it's gonna be less army supply, and that means you kind of need to start trading a bit more carefully. I think at 80, 85 you can still trade out quite a lot of units and remake them just in time, even if you lose like a fight quite badly. Okay, this base is gonna be cancelled. Pylon's gonna be cancelled as well, so that's a fat 525 minerals back. The Szitas is going to expand now. This is interesting. This 4th base, I don't really like this one, but I guess if you take this as a 5th, this is gonna be quite nice. I wouldn't be too upset if you would take this base as well. It doesn't have a macro hatch, and He has 18 larvae, so this 18 larvae needs to be spent. He could spend this into drones and he would be still fine. So you kind of want to go up and down, like up in workers, down in larvae, right? That's one of the main priorities that Zerg has. That you want to spend your larvae, just do it, just spend it, you know. You have 21 larvae. Bases look to be all semi-injected, so to say. I think there's only one base injected, so that's also one thing that you can actually try and improve. Just keep your injects, you know, because once you have to remax, you have 24 larvae right now. Oh, the lurkers are gonna die before they can even do something. Zealots are gonna clean this up, and by the looks of it, this step ball is going to push through. The roaches are not going to be the way to deal with things. And now an Ultra is moving forward. It's going to be really good against the Zealots. And now the Lurkers are actually doing quite a lot of damage. They're not being focused down. They have something that tanked for them. But the Lurkers are being left alone. You don't want to leave your Lurkers alone. Now there's still a lot of DPS here. These spikes are going to hurt quite a lot for PszÁbel if he doesn't deal with this. Zealot run by from the right side, that gets cleaned up, and now the Immortals are gonna get cleaned up as well. Oh, this is looking quite nice for Szitas, but he needs to start remaxing super fast. He still has 8 larvae, and yeah, he just needs to keep remaxing. He can make 2 ultras, make like 2 hydras, 3 hydras, maybe like more of these into lurkers. So the thing that you want in your army, you kind of need to start replacing it, especially something that I personally struggle with quite a lot is the fact that I need to, when I lose some unit that has been morphed from another unit, I basically remake the base unit, but I forget to morph it in time. So that's something I personally work on right now. So I'm trying to do it the way that if I have, like, for example, let's get this example. So if I want more lurkers, I'm going to make a round of hydras and morph the hydras that are left alive into lurkers. So by the time my hydras are out, my lurkers are going to be morphed as well, and then I can just move, basically keep pushing, you know. As I lose lurkers, I'm gonna try to morph lurkers if there's like no air units, right? So it's gonna be quite important. But once again, we have a double Stargate, I believe. No, we actually have triple Stargate incoming, and we have the fleet beacon. We don't have +1 air started. We only have +1 ground weapons as well. So these lurkers are going to pack a punch as Anabolic Synthesis, Adrenal, and Adaptive Talons. Obviously, Scientific Spines is already finished, so these high-tech upgrades are finished. Bailing Speed is finished as well. We only have +1. Obviously, now +2 is not really going to do anything. Lurkers are going to be quite nice. I would say this is an anti-timing, but it doesn't really matter. Oh, Templars actually... Oh, there's no storm, so it's not that big of a deal if they don't get focused down. Usually you kind of want to do that. Archon is being taken down, and it looks like this death ball from the Zerg could just end the game right here and now. Units are flowing across the map, and what does PszÁbel have left? 26 army supply, 47 workers, 6 fall right now, and Szitas is maxed out. He can start banking, and this would be the very nice time to actually just push through. It's actually not pushing through for some reason. He's backing off for I don't know what ungodly reason. Like, this is go time for Szitas. He is looking to close the series against PszÁbel. He's doing a phenomenal job. Hydras are going to be super nice against these Void Rays, and there's the GG. Szitas will take it 2-1.